Hello everybody, my name is Cirque and welcome back to another episode of Creativerse. And this is kind of hard to say, but this is going to be the last episode for quite a while. This game is wonderful. It's a beautiful game. It's great. I'll get into that in a little bit. But this is going to be it for a while. I am done. And it's hard to say. It really is. So I wanted to make kind of one last episode, let you guys know what's going on, and I also wanted to sort of just talk about my thoughts on the game, and give a little review, what I like, what I don't like, what I'd like to see added. So that's what we're gonna do today. So first off, why are we ending? Well, it's basically just a lack of motivation and a lack of time. You know, the last 7 episodes, I really haven't gotten into the game. I've had fun getting set up, getting the gear, going caving and stuff, but we haven't built anything, and I don't have any motivation to build stuff, and I don't really have a whole lot of ideas. I'm having trouble getting into that. We've also we've had some trouble with griefing, which has kind of just really put a damper on things. Maybe we'll go to spawn and walk around while we talk, because it's not too pretty around here. Go look at stuff. But yeah, all the griefing and having the server thing has, I thought it would be a great idea, and it would have if it worked out nicely, but part of the problem was that, like, I just want to hop on and play, and when we started getting the griefing issues, that kind of I couldn't do that anymore, because we had to start, you know, adjusting our permissions, not allowing access to everyone, and so I had to be more of a server owner, and that's not what I wanted to do going into this. Oh, our frame rate is not great around here. There's so much stuff. You guys have done great work around here. This is definitely your guys' world, not mine, not the Night Owls. It's definitely your guys'. Down here to farm. That's cool. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. It's just lack of motivation, and it just this series didn't turn out quite as nice as I thought it would, and I just haven't really gotten into it. And another thing is, like, at the core of Creativerse, it's just a voxel-based building game. Now, it is different from Minecraft, definitely, but I would rather be playing my Minecraft series. I'm having a lot more fun in those. I have a lot more motivation for those, and I don't want to take away time from those to play another, building game. So that is why this series is ending. Very sad. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mod a few of the people who have done a lot of work on the server. Give them admins so that they can give permissions to people, and basically I'm just going to hand the world over to you guys, and you guys can keep building. I might stop in from time to time just to check things out. Maybe if I ever get really bored, I could build stuff on here, but for the most part, I'm just going to hand the world over to you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy that. So I think that's about it. Other than that, I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts on the game. First of all, what do I like? Well, the main thing I like is this game is beautiful. The lighting engine is wonderful. The atmospheric. Look at all these. Holy crap. I didn't even notice all these were. Jesus. You guys have been busy. The atmosphere of the game is just so wonderful. It looks. All the block textures are, like, really well done. The lighting engine is well done. It sounds amazing. The music and the sound effects are just beautiful. Let's see. The biomes are super interesting. The trees are beautiful as well. I mean, having these giant trees that spawn are just gorgeous. I love the way that forests look. They look so amazing. But the different biomes are really interesting. Each biome has its own nice feel. They have their own sound effects. Have their own mobs, which is really cool. It actually forces you to go out and explore, find these different biomes, and and, you know, spend time in them in order to get certain resources. That's an interesting little water feature. As well as like underground biomes too. Like it's really cool to see how the underground actually changes as you get lower and lower, and presents more dangers, you know, as you get into areas with different resources and better resources. Let's see. The tech tree is really cool. Along with that, you know, how you can't even dig down a certain distance until you've gathered the next, you know, tier of tools, which is really cool. It actually, like, getting set up in the game actually takes a little bit of time. Unlike Minecraft, where you could get diamond stuff within, you know, an hour if you really wanted to. In here, it definitely takes a little bit longer. You could play for a day and then get set up, you know, throughout that day. And then the building, the building is wonderful in this game. It really is. Like I said before, the block textures are wonderful. They look really interesting. I do have a little complaint with, like, sometimes it's hard to make block textures go with each other. And I'm not a huge fan of, like, the wood texture. Just like the base wood texture. It's almost a little too orange for me. But the block textures are wonderful. The block rotation that they added not too long ago is amazing. Being able to just rotate slabs and stairs and all of these blocks in whatever orientation you want, being able to, it just really opens up a lot of things for you. As well as like the decorative blocks and the furniture blocks. Like, I mean, even these lamps, like the lighting fixtures are really interesting, as well as the tables and the chairs and the shelves and the racks and the chests are really cool looking. You can really just make very interesting looking builds with this game. So I think that's about all the pros. As for cons, one of my biggest cons is resource gathering, especially with trees. Trees are a pain in the butt. They take forever to grow from a sapling, and they only grow in certain areas. And there's not a sapling for every single tree. And I just wanted to come out here and take a look at this. I think Tranquil Chew left a sign to come out here. And actually, I did check it out earlier, but there's a lot more done here. How did he do that? Wait a sec. What is going on here? Like that? He has diagonal blocks. Now I'm intrigued. I need to get up here and take a look at this. That, I don't know how to do that. Oh wait, I know. He used he used the slopes, the roof blocks. That is really cool. See, that's one of the things that, like, this game has slopes, so you can actually put things on diagonals if you want. It's so interesting, and just, you can do so many more cool details with them. Anyway, so trees, you know, they take a while to grow. There's not a sapling for every single tree. So you can't even grow certain trees like the parchwood trees, which I really like the bark on those logs. What else? The leaves don't despawn, so it's like when you take down a tree, you either have to make an area look kind of ugly, or you have to spend a lot of time taking down the tree, or use some sort of like explosives to take down all of those leaves. But if you use explosives, then you don't get the sapling, so that, you know, get a problem with that. And then as well, like, when you grow a tree, you get very tiny trees. You know, like, the ones that spawn are beautiful and gigantic. But when you actually grow a tree from a sapling, they're just tiny little trees that you don't get a lot of wood from. You know, like these aspen wood. These things are... He probably grew these from saplings, and you don't get a lot of wood from that. But there is tons of leaves, which just... It causes the problem that it takes forever to actually get wood unless you want to go tear down a forest. So that's one of my main concerns. The rest of the cons that I have for this game aren't really cons. They're more of just things that I'd like to see added. One of the things is mechanisms. One thing I love about Minecraft is one thing that like made me fall in love with it in the first place was redstone and pistons, and being able to interact with the environment using those and make like automated systems. Like I thought that was so interesting, and something that I played around with a lot when I started playing Minecraft. And in Creativerse, there's like nothing you can really do to automate anything. It's everything is basically manual, and it does, for me, it sort of detracts from it. You can't just set up systems. You know, it makes it harder to get resources. It'd be nice if you could kind of build towards these automated processes. Obviously, it's fine to do stuff manually, especially in the beginning, but as you get along, it's nicer to be able to get those resources a little bit more easily. So it'd be cool to see some sort of mechanisms. It doesn't have to be like redstone, where you have wires that you can do logic with, but it'd be cool to have some sort of blocks that can do things for you, like harvest crops. That's what I was trying to say. Harvest crops, or I don't even know what you could add, but some way to interact with the environment would be amazing. Also, transportation. When you're exploring, you have to do a lot of running, and we do have the stamina potions. I have some on me, which allows you to run a little bit faster, but still, there's a lot of just walking around and running. And it'd be cool if we had some sort of rideable animals. I really love being able to just ride animals and go faster in games. So it'd be cool to have some sort of like horse or some sort of animal that you could just ride around. Or even like... it'd be kind of hard to do a car in a voxel-based game. It wouldn't really fit, but just some sort of thing that you can ride and move around on a little bit faster. Maybe even transport gear on. People often suggest like minecarts just because Minecraft has minecarts. I don't think you really need minecarts in this game. Because one thing is, we have teleporters in Creativerse, and so if you have two areas that you want to connect, all you have to do is make a teleporter between the area. And that's kind of what mine carts are for, is for connecting two areas that you have established. Whereas what I would like is transportation for exploration. Being able to just go out and to uncharted territories and ride out there, not necessarily to an established area. It'd also be cool. Obviously, boats. Boats are one thing that I think would be great in this game. Swimming sucks because you can't swim fast and your stamina doesn't regain. I don't know. Can you? I don't think you can like use your stamina in the water. Yeah, you can't use your stamina at all in the water, and your stamina doesn't regain at all. And so if you come across an ocean, it takes forever to get across, and it really is sort of an impassable barrier unless you want to spend a lot of time there. So it'd be wonderful to get boats, and I think boats would be something that this game could do really well. I know I've seen people suggest like multi-block boats where you can actually build your own thing, sort of like a Minecraft mod called Archimedes Ships. I don't think that's necessary, but just being able to make some sort of... I think a really cool like sailboat would fit this game really well. So boats would be cool. Another thing that would be cool would be gliders. That's just kind of... I like flying a lot. I think this game would kind of be cool with some gliders. You could climb up onto a tall tree and just glide around. That'd be interesting. And then finally for like exploration... everything kind of bleeds together. Each different biome is very interesting and unique, but like one forest biome always looks the same as another forest biome. And actually, I find a lot in this game, I get lost, and I can never remember like where I went to get something. I'm usually really good at navigation and finding my way around in the real life and in video games. But in Creativerse, I go out, I find some place, and then I forget even like which direction I went, because every way just kind of looks similar. And I'm not sure exactly what you could do to make the areas look more interesting, but it would be cool to have certain like structures to the game. Certain, I don't know, some sort of ruins that you could explore in the game. Maybe even villages. I don't know if they could really pull off like NPCs in this game. But if they could, I mean, obviously that'd be interesting. It'd be another aspect of this game, something else that you could interact with and play with. These one of these tiny pigsies. They decided to make nighttime friendlier in the forest biomes and maybe in the plains. I'm not exactly sure, or the grasslands. And so they made these tiny pigsies that are weaker. I never really thought that was that dangerous. I don't know why they did that, but it's interesting. Got these baby little pigsies. But anyways, I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about. It's a beautiful game. It's a wonderful game. It definitely has a lot of potential, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I'll definitely keep my eye on it. And maybe in a few months, after several updates, we might come back to it. But for now, I bid farewell to Creativerse, and I hope you guys have fun continuing to play on the server. Like I said, I'll mod a few of you guys, and you guys can take it from there. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. I hope you have enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, peoples.